Good morning, everyone. 12th class. Am I audible, students? Yes, students. Am I audible? Okay. So start with the previous topic. Previously, we did uh, marketing chapter, BST. We started with this chapter, and already we have done 2 classes of this chapter. And our previous topic was the marketing concepts. In that, I told you 5 different marketing concepts: production concept, product concept, selling concept, marketing concept, and societal marketing concept. So before going for today's topic, first we will do one case study which is related to all those 5 concepts. So I am unmuting Deepak Sharma. Deepak Sharma,
Yes, ma'am.
start reading the case study, and before the case study, read the last last 3 lines which are related to question. Start. And this
Okay,
case study
okay,
has
ma'am.
come in CBSE board exam. So understand it, and you can give the answers in chat. Yes, start, beta.
Ginika, Tanish, and Rohit were friends from college days, and now they are doing different kind of business. They regularly meet and discuss their business ideas and exchange notes on customer satisfaction, marketing effects, product designing, selling techniques, social concern, etc. In one such meeting, Ginika drew the attention of Tanish and Rohit towards an exploitation of customers. She told that the most of the sellers were exploiting the customers in various ways and were not paying attention towards the social, ethical, and ecolo- ecological aspects of marketing, whereas she was not doing so. Tanish told them.
Yes, Deepak. Yes, Deepak, what happened? Yes, Anmol, I am unmuting you.
Anish
Start.
told they were under pressure to satisfy the consumer, but stated that the consumer would not buy enough unless they were adequately convinced and motivated for the same. Rohit stressed that a company cannot achieve its objective without understanding the needs of the customer. It was a duty of the businessman to keep customer satisfaction in mind because business is run by the resources made available to them by the society. He further stated that he himself was taking into consideration the needs of the customer, identify the various types of thinking that guided Ginika, Tanish, and Rohit in marketing efforts of their business. Also state one more feature of the various types of thinking identified that is not given in the above para.
Yes, in this case study, 3 friends are there, Ginika, Tanish, and Rohit. They were talking about related to a different case. So here you have to identify the various types of thinkings. Thinkings here means the marketing concepts, marketing management concepts that guided Ginika, Tanish, and Rohit. So from these 3 paragraphs, you have to tell me that Ginika is favoring which marketing management concept, and which marketing management concepts are favored by Tanish and Rohit. So just try to tell me. Yes, Genika is telling about which concept? Yes, Anmol?
Societal marketing concept.
Yes, very good. Societal marketing concept. How you are able to know that here social, ethical, and ecological aspects of marketing she is talking about. Yes, very good,
Ma'am, she
Vaibhav
is
Sharma. Yes,
ma'am,
Tanish?
we're not paying attention towards the societal, ethical, and ecological aspects of marketing. This is the line from
Yes.
which I.
Yes, Anmol, very good. Next, what about Tanish? Many students have given me right answer in writing. Yes, very good. No problem, Deepak. Yes, beta. Next, Tanish, Anmol.
मैं अभी read कर रहा हूँ उसे.
Okay.
Not buy enough or not buy enough.
Tanish is saying that They were under pressure to satisfy the consumer, but stated that the consumer would not buy or not buy enough unless they were adequately convinced. Here, consumer convincing talked about. Persuasion is talked about. Yes.
Marketing concept.
No. Here, need is not talked about, only the convincing. Yes, everyone has given me correct answer. Yes, Harshita, selling concept. Very good, Mehak Pawar, Anushka, selling concept. No problem, Anmol. Tell me the last. Rohit stressed.
Last wala hai marketing concept.
Yes, because here the need of the customer is talked about. So wherever the consumer convincing is talked about, there is only selling concepts. Social welfare is talked about, then the concept is societal marketing concept, and the customer need is talked about. Without social welfare, then the concept is marketing concept. So this question came in 3 marker that year. So you have to just write the name of the concept given by each person. Then you have to write one feature of that concept. So I think this is clear, and the most of the students have given me correct answer in chat. Very good students, good understanding. So now today's topic, which is the functions of marketing. And remember that these functions are actually a process of marketing, and all these functions you have to do while doing your project work. So try to understand all these functions, because just after this chapter, I also told you earlier that I'll be giving you project work. So if you are not understanding these functions, then it will be difficult for you to do project. Okay. So now the functions of marketing, what functions are performed by a marketer? What are the functions which a marketer does? So the main function of marketing are as follows. Like the first function is gathering and analyzing market information. As I told you earlier that nowadays each and every seller or manufacturer is insisting on which concept? Societal marketing concept, in which social welfare as well as customer need is identified. So how the manufacturer can find out the need of the consumer? That he has to go to the market first, he has to conduct the different surveys, he has to do the research work on the customer need. So first of all, he has to find the need of the consumer. And how he can find out the need of the consumer? He can go to the market to gather the information about the need of the consumer. Means how he can gather the need of the consumer, information about the need of the consumer by conducting the surveys. He can appoint the respondents, or he can get the feedback of the consumer about the services provided them or about the product which already they are using, by using online surveys. Nowadays online surveys are also there. So in this manner, the seller can or the manufacturer can gather the information related to the need. Then according to the need, the further things are done. So after gathering that all information, the consumer, the seller is now analyzing that market information. It means what type of product they want, when they will be buying, at what special occasions they buy more, what type of products are demanded when, and at what price they will be buying, what new features they want. All these things are find out before starting the manufacturing. He also tries to understand the purpose behind this purchase. Purpose behind this purchase means whenever a consumer is buying a product, then there is some purpose. That purpose may be necessity of that particular product, or maybe for the style or for the social recognition. Any thing can be behind the purchase of a product. For example, if you are buying a car, then the main motive to buy a car is the transportation. So if you are just buying the car only for transportation, then you will be not looking for its looks and the style and other things. You will be just looking for its mileage, that it is giving a good mileage. But some people are there who do not want to buy car only for transportation purpose. They just want to buy a car, big branded car, luxurious car, just to get a social recognition that yes, we are having a value in our society. Why? Because we are having a luxurious car. In that case, you will be looking for the style. So different type of consumers are having different type of need. So it is the prime objective of the marketer. First, try to understand the need of the consumer. Then according to that need only, he should start manufacturing of the product, so that the need of the consumer can be satisfied in a better way. And one more thing you can write here, which you have to also inculcate in your project work. To gather this information, every seller is doing SWOT analysis. All capital SWOT, SWOT analysis. In your project work also you have to conduct this SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis full form is S for strength, W for weakness, O for opportunities, T for threats. Opportunities and threats already we have done in chapter 3. Strength and weaknesses means what are your strength, your company's strength, and what are your weaknesses. So you have to use your strengths while producing the product, and you have to try to minimize the weaknesses. So in every project work, you should conduct a SWOT analysis, SWOT. Okay. So after this gathering and analyzing market information, the next step is market planning. As we all know that a marketer, before starting with the production, he has to do some planning means deciding in advance what is to be done. So whatever the needs are identified, and he has thought to satisfy those needs, regarding to those needs, now he has to make the plan. For example, he is already having a 10% market share of a particular brand of a product. You are already existing in the market and you are having a 10% market share. 10% market share means 10% consumers from the whole of the markets are buying your products, and 90% consumers are buying competitors' product. Many competitors must be there in the market. So suppose this year the seller or the manufacturer want to increase his market share, maybe 20%, maybe 30%. So this is his objective, increase in market share. So to achieve this objective, the marketer has to develop a strategy how he will be able to increase the market share by quality improvement, by production increase, or by giving offers, schemes, promotional tools, etc. So before starting the production, again he has to make a plan, means how he is going to achieve his objective. Third function of the marketing is product designing and development. As the name implies, this is the function in which you will start designing the product. There is a complete team whose work is just to design the product and to develop the product, to make the product. In designing and development, different things will be kept in mind, like who are your customers, because design will be decided keeping in mind the need of the customer. Suppose your customer's target market is the youth, young generation. So the young generation believes in the style. Suppose you are going to manufacture a car and the young generation is your target market. This time you want to target the youth of the country. So youth of the country does not believe in the mileage of the car. They just believe in the style, luxuries present over by a car. So you will be making the product according to their needs. So product designing in development, we are deciding the size, quality, features, price, mileage, each and everything for the car or for any product. Here I am just taking an example of car. You can take the example of any product. Suppose you have to, I'll be giving you products for your project work. Suppose you have chosen a product of juice, canned juice. So in that case, you will be designing the juice, what type of ingredients will be there, and what will be the price of the product, in what quantities your juice packet will be available, what will be its shape, style, everything will be decided in product designing and development. Next, standardization and grading. This we have already done in chapter 2. Standardization means manufacturing the product according to the predetermined standards to bring the uniformity and consistency. So here the standardization will be done of the product, so that when the consumer is buying any of the product, then it reduces the needs for inspection, testing and evaluation of the product. Suppose whenever we are going to buy the shoes, or we are going to buy formals for us, or any other informal garments for us, so size are the standard size. Suppose we are going to buy of Adidas sports wear for us, so the standard size is there. They will be not allowing you to wear to check the garments by wearing all the garments. They will be having their in display the standard sizes. You are just going to check the size by checking only one wear, and you will be able to know that what is your exact size, and then you will be looking for the clothes only for that size only, and the clothes which you are liking the most, they will allow you to check that, and the fitting of that cloth and the size earlier which you have checked will be the same. Why? Just because of standardization. This is known as standardization, that the same quality, same product, all the products are same fitting, same, everything is same, there will be no difference. So it will reduce the need for inspection. Now you need not, just because of standardization, you need not to check each and every unit of the product, because the products are standardized. So each and every product will be same. Design may be different, but all the other products will be same. So next is the grading. Standardization is mostly done by all of, like you are going to market to buy Maggi, packet of Maggi. Maggi is available in different size, different quantity, like in 100-gram quantity, the 4 Maggi pack, the 2 Maggi pack, and the 8 family pack. So if you are going to buy a family pack, then the size, shape, quality, design, each and everything of the 8 Maggi pack will remain same. Even the labeling, information, price, everything will be same. And market price, quality, design of label, each and everything of the 2 and 4 Maggi pack will be also same. Why? Because the all the Maggi packs, whether it is of 1 or 2 or 4 or 8, they all are standardized. So we need not to check it again and again. So this is the standardization. So you have to also make your product standardized. Then grading. Standardization is done in many products, but grading is done only for the agricultural product. Make one thing clear here, that grading is done only for the agricultural product, like pulses, wheat, food grains, all these are the agricultural product. Spices, all the spices. So for these product, grading is done. So grading means classifying or dividing products into different groups on the basis of their feature, like size, quality, shape, etc. Like you went to the market to buy the cashew nuts. So you can see that there are the different grades of cashew nuts, different grades of rice is available in the market. And the grade 1 means they will be of the highest quality. Grade 2 means the quality will be a little bit lower than the highest quality. So suppose there are 8 grade cashew nuts are available in the market. So how this grades are provided to them on the basis of their quality. Grade 1 means the best quality. Same is case in the case of wheat, rice, pulses, and for all the spices also. So grading can be done when the all units cannot be the same, where standardization is not possible. How we can do the standardization of rice? Because the all danas of rice will not be the same, all grains of the wheat will not be the same. So standardization is not possible. So their grading is done. Grading means dividing the products according to their quality, on the basis of their quality, shape, etc. And the product which will be of highest quality will be available at higher price. So grading ensures that good quality goods belong to a particular quality and helps in realizing higher prices for higher quality products. So grade 1 means the best quality, and you will be getting that best quality product comparatively at a higher price. So this is the fourth function, standardization and grading. Fifth function, packaging and labeling. Students, from here, whatever I am telling you, that will be the core part of your project work. And these are the topics of the next contents of the chapter, where we will be studying all these topics in detail. Here we are just I am just telling you the intro of these topics. So the next is packaging and labeling. So what do you mean by packaging? Packaging in marketing does not mean only putting the product in a packet. Actually, putting or keeping the product in a packet is known as packing, not packaging. Packaging is a wider term than packing. Packaging means designing and developing the package material of the products. Like the package materials are like bottles, jar, boxes, wrappers, all these are the package material. So to design and develop the label, so design and develop that package material is known as packaging. Not actually keeping the product in the packet is not actually packaging, that is only packing. So designing and developing the package material, which is like wrappers, boxes, jar, container, bottles, because the different products are available in such type of packets. And labeling means giving all the important information on the product, designing the label. So in your project also, you have to design the label of your project. On label, all the important information regarding to the product can be given, like MRP, date, batch number, promotional schemes, quantity, expiry date, manufacturing date. So you have to design a label. So packing and label nowadays have become more important. Why? Because these two are known as a silent salesman. Silent salesman means, now earlier we when we were going to the market, we need a salesman because he was telling the price of the product, ingredients of the product, how to use the product. So every time we need a salesman. But nowadays self-service outlets have becoming popular. Why? Just because of these two variants of the marketing mix, packaging and labeling. Because just after the packaging and labeling, we need not to get a service or the help of the salesman, because each and every information relating to the product is given on the packaging. We need not to get it weighed, because already the weight of the product is written, price, everything is written on the package, so there is no need of any salesman. So that's why they are also known as a silent salesman, and it has become very much important. Branding. Next is the branding. Branding means giving a special name to your product. And that name is different from its generic name. Generic name means the name of the whole class of the product. Name of the whole class of the product is known as generic name. Like toothpaste. Toothpaste is a generic name because the whole toothpaste are known as toothpaste. Like bread, like fairness cream. All these are the, like TV, music system, car. All these are the generic name. Generic name means the name of the product by which the product is known. Now there are different TV sets, different toothpastes, different shampoos are available in the market. So how to differentiate the shampoo, the TV, toothpaste of one manufacturer from the other manufacturer? So in that case, we need a brand name, like Colgate toothpaste, Pepsodent, Cibaca, Close Up. All these are the different brand names, but the generic name is only toothpaste. Similarly with the shampoos, Clinic Plus, and many more shampoos are there, L'Oreal and any other